How y'all doing, man? Joseph Walker, man, with Exotic Boerboels VA out here in Cleveland, Ohio. East Cleveland, Ohio. I've been welcome out here to East Cleveland, Ohio, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, you always welcome here from me. You know that.
Sir.
So, Walt, you brought your dogs back. They getting ready. We got Peppa. We got Booby.
Yeah.
Dynamic duo.
That's my babies right there, man. My babies. Oh man, that's my heart right there.
I know all about the dogs, but tell the audience, a little bit about your experience starting with Booby.
Oh man, so Booby, my first dog. I got Booby about 4 years ago. Booby, and I did. I didn't know. So how I got into it, I was like, man, I just bought a house. I need to reward myself with a dog to protect my house, So I did my research on it. I was like, should I get a Cane Corso? So I said, let me look at other stuff. I said, what other massive breeds? And then I ran across the Boerboel. And I was like, man, I like that dog. And I said, I want that dog in black. So I did my research on all the breeders. I talked to many different Boerboel breeders, and the one that stuck out to me was Exotic Boerboels.
Tell them.
Exotic Boerboels, because from the jump, it was just very, very genuine. It wasn't just like, hey, well, I got these dogs for this price. It was like, it was like I went through a tutorial when I was getting ready to purchase my dog, and he broke down all the goods and bads that people run into with these dogs, and he wanted to make sure it was like an interview process. I didn't know it was an interview process for myself, like to see if I was a eligible applicant for this dog, for this breed. So it was just awesome, and that just pretty much showed that he takes pride in his work.
Yeah, we went through 3 litters, I think 2 or 3 litters.
Yes.
To arrive at Booby.
Absolutely.
We wanted something very specific,
Absolutely.
and we had a lot of dogs available. We knew that.
Yeah, I'm like, I want something exclusive. I want something exclusive right there. So that's what I wanted. I wanted a black Boerboel, and that's what I got. And I handpicked it. I wanted the one that I want, and that's what I got.
That black is beautiful, the way the coat shines and everything.
Absolutely. I can't go anywhere without somebody saying, man, what is that? Look at the coat on him. Look at the coat. And that's that raw feed right there.
Yeah, and the genetics and the way that, it all comes together with the black dogs. The Boerboel in general is a beautiful dog.
Absolutely. Very majestic, man, as they would say. You see him walk, you see the body structure, it's like, it's so beautiful, man. It's so beautiful. I that's why I take taking a lot of time to make videos of them, because I just love how they look. I take pride in my dog. I work them out. I make sure they eat well. And it's something that you got to take pride in.
Yeah, for sure. It's important. It's like your children. You want to give them the best so they can represent you well.
And they are part of the family too.
That's right. That's right. They looking good. They be like, "That's my dog. That's my dog."
I talked to my mom. My mom was like, "You got 4 children over there." I'm like, "Wait a minute, Mom, what?" I got 2. She's like, "Yeah, Booby and Peppa." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. Those are your babies too." So that's awesome. That's awesome.
But bruh, so we talked about Booby, but tell us about Peppa. So you decide to get another one?
Man, look, I couldn't get enough. I got Booby. I was like, man, this is so awesome. And I was like, man, I gotta get another one. But this time when I was looking, I was like, you know what? I love the black, but I want to check into something different. I like the black and tan. The black and tan was awesome. I love that color, and like just that color with the structure of the Boerboel is just exclusive, number one. And it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful,
Yeah, those markings. And I mean, growing up with Rottweilers, growing up with Dobermans, we have that natural awareness that this signals guard dog. This signals big dog. You know what I'm saying? This signals dangerous dog that you don't want to mess with.
It's a major deterrent,
Right.
It's like You know, I've seen it where like instances where I'm walking the dog and somebody walks, they like, whoa, let me go on the other side of the street.
I love that. I love that. I love
let
that.
me go to the other side of the street to get away from this dog right here.
Right. And it's like, okay, you know, you don't mean no harm. I don't mean you no harm. I can see from a distance that we're both safe.
It is just a sign of respect.
Yeah, it's respect. I like that about my dogs. I really do. I really appreciate that they have that type of presence.
Absolutely. And then we're also we have with my dogs we have a great connection. They're companions. You know, that's where companion comes in, and I have a very, very good relationship with my dogs, and they understand when it's like, they understand when it's like, all right, it's a time to be on the alert, and they understand when it's like, hey, stand down, there's no danger around. So, and they feel that, and I have different communications just to let them know, hey, everything is good. So it's like, I could have a party going on. I could have a party going on at the house with a bunch of people inside there walking around with Booby and Peppa, both of them loose, and they're just minding their, they might be sitting over in a corner just, laying down, or just, they looking for somebody to give them a rub or something. It's super cool because everybody knows that they're family and they're good dogs, and nobody's worried about anything. Some people, if you're new to my house, they come in, they like, whoa, that's a big dog, But after a few minutes of coming in, they understand that that the dogs are very welcoming and they're very friendly.
What do you think everyone should know before they get a Boerboel?
One of the things that I think people should know before getting a Boerboel, number one, this dog has the capability to be a very dangerous dog. If you don't have the time for it, make sure you have time for the dog. You have time to put in with the dog. Because if you're not able to spend time with the dog, then that's when you run into risk. The dog is not socialized well. The dog will start tearing up stuff in your house. If you have a dog that size, once again, that's not well behaved, then you run into a lot of issues. You got to be able to correct certain issues because you have to have time on your hands to be able to correct these issues earlier in hand, because once they become adults, once they become adult dogs, a lot of times the bad habits that they've grown up with, it's kind of hard to get rid of those habits. That's one of the things I would say. And then that's when you run into issues, with an out of control dog, and then the dog is too big for you to handle, So make sure you have time to really train the dog earlier in his early stage, while he's like at a good size, before he gets to his full size.
Why do they say Boerboels are not for first-time owners? You're a first-time dog owner, right? Or a first-time Boerboel owner. But why do you think that they say Boerboels are not for the inexperienced?
The reason why I believe that is definitely much so, it's not for the inexperienced, is because imagine a dog with that much muscle, that much capability. Okay, you have a dog anywhere between 150 to 200 pounds. Imagine if a dog is out of control. That could cost you a lot of money. If you bite somebody, that's a lawsuit. That's gonna cost you a lot of money. So it's just so many factors like that it's so many things that could go wrong. As a first time owner, what they call a novice owner, not for novice owners, but it's just a lot of stuff that can go wrong if a dog like that is in the wrong hands.
Everybody have questions about a Boerboel's protection and the defensive guarding abilities. What can you tell us about, in your experience? Talk to us a little bit about what is that like.
What I would say with that right there, I was faced with a choice. Everybody has a choice. And my choice was to to train my dog how to protect, or just to let his natural instincts kick in, you know. And I chose to just let his natural instincts kick in, you know, because when you start training them to bite and stuff, what it was I wanted to hone in. I wanted to hone in on his obedience training. You know, I didn't want to put too much emphasis on how he bites or anything like that. I wanted to make sure he was more so obedient, opposed to a dog that can attack somebody, you know. But just over time, I just noticed that his protective instincts. You know, for instance, at night, whenever we're sleeping, if he hears something outside, he's on the alert. You know, his hair is up, his tail is up. He walks around. He's confident. At night, whenever we go for a walk at night, he's looking around. It's different. He stays closer to me. You know, he's not so likely to wander off and be trying to find different stuff. He stays close to me. That's what I do notice, and that's very big right there. With my female, I notice when she's around puppies, she's more so protective, and she also follows the male. So it's kind of like
managing a pack.
Exactly. So and I think that's one of the coolest things ever.
So let's talk about feeding. Your dogs look really good, bro. How many times a day do you feed, or how often?
So I feed my dogs once a day. I feed them once a day. I give them about 20 minutes. I put the food out there. I give them about 20 minutes to eat, and I let them eat as much as they can eat within that time. And if they don't eat all their food, or they stop eating, I take it away. You know, there are some times where I'll fast them, you know, because it's always good. It's good at times to like give the dog's organs a break, you know, to let them heal. It's kind of like just like humans, you know. It's good for humans to fast because our body clears out all the mess that's inside there. So it's the same way with the dog. So there are times where I'll fast them, therefore their body can go through like a recovery stage.
Out of all the dog breeds that you could have had, why a Boerboel?
Man, that's a good question right there, man. I want to say the first reason why I chose a Boerboel. Number one, I wanted something that could protect the home. You know, like I said before, I bought a home and I wanted a dog that could protect the home. I wanted to be able to protect my family and everything that I have. You know, so I said, I don't want to get a small dog that can't do nothing. To just, alarm dog. It can alert me when something's going on, which is cool. But I need a dog that has my back. And I also said I didn't want a dog with high energy that's just running around. I wanted something that can get up and go when I need him to, but he's also chill and he'll sit down when I would like him to sit down as well. So that's another thing that kind of pointed me into the direction of the Boerboel. And then I wanted something that I can be proud of. When I look at the Boerboel and how they move, it's just so majestic, you know. That I look at the coats that they have, just the body structure itself, the muscles, that's just beautiful. I wanted a dog that I could be proud of, and I am so proud of my dog. You know, I believe that my dog looks amazing. And also I wanted something that was good with my family as well. You know, I don't want to lie. I don't want a liability. You know, you got some dogs that are super high energy, and they had to constantly be out doing something. You know, so I wanted something that was good with my family. Like I said before, my son, he loves both of the dogs. You know, he's always in their face. He's always in the dog's face, you know, jumping on their backs, and I have no issues with him.
Say you had an apartment. You got a home. You're a homeowner. But let's say you lived in an apartment, just you and your dog. Can it be done? Would you recommend it?
It can definitely be done. Would I recommend it? No, actually, I had a couple of people that were they lived in apartments and they were looking for dogs. And they wanted to buy puppies from me, and a lot of them I kind of turned them away because I know that's not the best situation to be in. So I make sure I kind of it's like it's the application. It's application. Do you live in an apartment? We have to make sure as a good and responsible dog breeder, you have to make sure whenever you're finding homes for your dogs, you have to make sure it's the best situation for your dog. Because you don't want to just go out there and sell dogs to anybody, and then you run into like different issues because you sold a dog to somebody just because they like the way the dog looks, but they don't have a setup that is very well accommodating for the dog. So now you have they got to give the dog up, because you didn't do your homework.
Boerboel personality. A lot of people got questions about this because they big.
Yeah.
They look super cool.
Yeah.
Possibly dangerous. But they kind of social. They kind of what and that's my opinion. They're balanced.
They're balanced.
Just like they bring that energy that the situation demands. What do you say the Boerboel personality?
I say like? A lot of times your Boerboel's going to feed off of your energy. Your Boerboel's going to feed off of your energy. My Boerboels, man, they are attention seekers. They love to be loved.
Right.
They love to be loved. You can't pet one of them without petting the other. They're very friendly. They're very friendly. Although at the right times they are alert and they are they're alert and they're ready. For they're alert and they're ready to defend when needed. But for the most part, they enjoy going outside, going to Home Depot and letting everybody pet them. So yeah, I think their personality, they're just very loving creatures. They like to be loved just like humans like to be loved.
Would you say you got a male and a female? Would you say it's better to get a male or a female? What would you recommend and why?
Honestly, I would say get what you want. If you want a female, get a female. Or if you want a male, get a male.
If you only could have one dog, would it be male or female?
Me, I wanted a male because my thing is I like the structure of the dog. I was super amazed with the structure and just how the dog, how majestic the dog looked when they trot around. When they walk around, I just love how the dog looks. So I was aiming for looks, so that's why I wanted a male, because I like a bigger sized dog, but I still wanted a dog that was athletic. I wanted the female. I wanted the female. I chose her because I liked her color. I liked the coloring that she had, and her parents. Her parents were great looking dogs, so I knew that my female had a lot of good traits in her, so that's one of the reasons why I chose her. She looks amazing.
But if you only had one, you can only have one.
I would choose a male.
Definitely a male. Me too.
Definitely a male.
Me too.